Welcome back to my channel, Logan Speed Shop. Today, doing a brief informative video on Astra power steering pumps. We've got a pump chilling just here next to me. These have been a common mod going into cars for a while, but the videos are all over the show and nothing quite gives the information you need. So I figured let's do it all today in one. So let's first talk about height. Before you can actually put one of these in your car, you need to make sure it fits. So we've got 28 centimeters tall roughly by 22 by 14. Not very big. I'll put that all in the description as well. I'll put all the main details into the description as well. They are not very big, but they can be very big when you're wanting to put them into a tight space. Trust me, I've found that out a couple of times. Remembering the lid, you don't actually have to get off when it's in the car, you just have to be able to fill it up once and get it into place. The fittings, so we've got low pressure, which is to push on 3/8 rubber line, nice and simple. High pressure is M16 by 1.5 into -6. Factory, they run their hard lines into it, but yeah, we convert this to -6, so it's easy enough to do for any other fittings. And yeah, I'll put the part number for that in the description as well. Wiring for these is super basic, but people do screw it up all the time. Start with Big Brown. Big Brown is earth. We want to keep that as short as possible and run the wire size the same, if not bigger. Red, positive. Same thing goes, keep the wire size the same, if not bigger. You want to run this to a breaker or a fused connection, at least 70 amp. Well, I'd say 70 amps for the breaker. You don't want to go at least, because if you run too big, it's not going to do a bloody thing. Little Brown, we don't use him. He would be communication back to the ECU to say the pump's running. In this case, nothing. Then we've got these two buggers, black and the blue. These are the ones we're using. So in Astra, the black is ignition. So we want to give that switch power. So as soon as you turn it on, and we've got blue with a white stripe. He would be off the alternator light on the Astra, but on this we're going to give it ignition too. You can choose to put these together off the switch, like a relayed switch. But ideally, if you can have the black get power just before the blue, the pump will turn on faster. For me, I like to do it through the ECU, so that it tells it to turn on. So it'll give the black signal, then it'll give the blue signal just after, off a conditional feed. This will give the pump a little bit quicker startup and makes it easier to start turning faster. So you've got your pump mounted in the car, you've found a space that works. Now you need to build the lines up. Currently disconnected, as it's going to come straight back out, so no point connecting them up. But on the rack side, we've got them there. So for the low feed side, back up to the top fitting, we've got just rubber push lock. I recommend just chucking a clamp on both ends of this just to be safe. Then the high pressure side. High pressure, we've used PTFE line, the nylon center line. This is just due to the high pressure. You could probably use the rubber line, but you're tempting fate that it's going to pop the whole time, so go PTFE. Nice simple -6 lines, all you need. Nothing special, one fitting on each end, and you're done. For this particular example, I'm on a RX-7 FC. So looking at their lines, the lower line is the high pressure, lower line is high pressure, top line is low pressure, and they are M16 by 1.5 bump tubes for both of them. Nice, simple, couple of lines, mount your pump, a little bit of wiring, which I'll show on my S15 how I've done that. So you can see the breaker mounted there, Deutsch connector through to the ECU. Nice, simple, it's out of the way. You can see the lines going up and under. Well, there we have it, guys. That's all that you really need to know about putting an Astra pump into your car. If you've got any other questions, feel free to ask and I'll try and answer them. But it really is just that simple. Hook up the 4 wires, do both your fluid lines, mount your pump, and you're good to go. Obviously, you just got to make it look tidy. No point chucking it in, doing an ugly mess. You can mount them in the boot of the car if you want. The pumps are a bit noisy, and bear in mind you have to run a lot longer line, which does add up in price. But you can put the pump wherever you want.